I hope that this is like the new soft reboot, I guess, starting with Fantastic Four. If they do that really well, that's the step forward. We'll see. But yeah, they teased this drone and fireworks display. It was announced by Marvel boss Kevin Feige at the Deadpool and Wolverine panel on Thursday night. And I think it had Deadpool and Wolverine drone part of the drone show, but they included this really neat Fantastic Four part of it too. Oh, and this is an article from Entertainment Weekly who's talking about it. Marvel teasing the upcoming Fantastic Four movie and its villain Galactus during a surprise drone and fireworks show at 2024 Comic-Con. At the end of Thursday night's Deadpool and Wolverine panel, Marvel boss Kevin Feige told Hall H attendees to wait till your watch says 9:40 and then look to the sky above Petco Park. At that time, a large drone show formed the character of Galactus in the sky. The purple Big Bad rose above the San Diego Padres baseball stadium before the drones reassembled into the Fantastic Four logo, accompanied by fireworks. And here's the tweet from that. He's hungry. Right, so that was cool. In May, Ralph Ineson was cast as the Fantastic Four's arch nemesis, Galactus, the legendary planet eater in the upcoming movie. Ineson will face off against the previously announced members of the Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Eben Moss Backrack as Ben Grimm, the Thing. And they also cast Paul Walter Hauser, and I didn't know John Malkovich was in this. He's in undisclosed roles. So I don't know, can they finally do this right? That would be impressive, and it definitely would be a more true test about have they learned their lesson, stick to the formulas that work. I feel like this would be, if you can get a Fantastic Four movie, it might fix things. Possibly, I don't know if they can ever be mended. Fantastic Four has been botched more than once. Hopefully they get it right this time. I hope we get a decent thing like they did with Hulk instead of a guy in a cheesy orange rubber suit. Yeah, I actually like the cast, except Pedro Pascal. I just can't. That's the only one I'm like, I don't know. Everyone else I think is good. Vanessa Kirby especially, I think she's great. Wonderfully cast. And Joseph Quinn, I love him in everything that I've seen him in. Recently in A Quiet Place Day 1, he was great in that. And of course, the iconic Eddie from Stranger Things. I think he'd be great, but he's just overrated, Pedro Pascal, and I'm not feeling it. And I feel like he's kind of being forced upon the public when I think he's more for like TV. Like he's a great television actor and has had some great roles. But for film, I'm not sure if there's anything. I know he's a good actor, and I'm not saying that he's not. I just don't see him for this specific role. And I feel like a lot of times he's just put in something just because. I don't know. The recent Gladiator 2 movie, like that's another great example. The trailer I saw, like he didn't even say anything in the trailer. It feels like he's just there. I mean, it's Paul Mescal that's like the main character. I have no idea what Pedro Pascal's role in that is. So I don't know. He's just there to be in those fancy costumes. So it just seems a little out of place. They just want to put him in there just to be one more famous name on the list, on the cast list. It was getting too overblown. MCU needed to pull back, no doubt. Just go back to basics, back to formula. Yes. And maybe they've realized that with Deadpool and Wolverine, like they're just like brought in so many cameos from all of these Fox, mostly the cameos from them, all those superheroes from the Fox Marvel part of it, which now Disney owns. So it's all just one big conglomerate. Oh, okay. So I think I forgot about this, but the Fantastic Four movie, WandaVision's Matt Shakman is set to direct it. There's so many shuffles behind the scenes when it comes to these projects. It's really hard to keep it straight, in particular with Fantastic Four, because I feel like there's a certain branch of insiders who just love to throw rumors out there, whether or not they're substantiated. Often I feel like it's just a test to gauge people's interactions. There were so many rumors about who was going to be cast for the Fantastic Four and the different roles there. I just kind of shut it off. I shut off my brain to any rumors of that because it was so ridiculous. Well, it's like, are y'all just testing us, testing engagement at this point of who you think? But if that were the case, I don't know. I didn't really see a great response for Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, but yeah. But we'll see. Obviously, I'm still hurt about Krasinski. They did him dirty, man, in Doctor Strange. That I really felt like that was a middle finger to the fans. And I still feel like, I don't know if they've learned their lesson in that regard. I don't know. But I really wanted him to be Reed Richards. It was so unfair. Really unfair to the actor too, because he himself wanted to be part of the MCU for so long. I think he originally auditioned to play Steve Rogers, Captain America, which I think that could have been intriguing. I mean, I prefer the way it went, but for Reed Richards, that would have been great, especially the timing of it. He's that mature age that would have worked, but I really do not like that movie. And that was kind of like the last straw for me with the MCU specifically. Like, I'm done. I don't know what it was anymore. It was just trolling the fans to a degree, and the story itself wasn't really meaningful. And I feel like Doctor Strange was really done a disservice. There were some good parts with him in it, but I just don't feel like it was really his movie. It was overshadowed a lot by what was happening with Scarlet Witch and all that, and how they connected it to the previous show, WandaVision, which was weird because that already put a bad taste in my mouth when it came to the Scarlet Witch. She was still painted as a sympathetic figure when she enslaved an entire town, but what they did to her character too. One thing I do like about the premise for Fantastic Four actually is that it is a period piece, and the art that I've seen, it actually looks really good. I like it. The first image that they used to announce it was like that 60s art style of the cast. And I actually really like that. I like that idea. And that's why I was hoping, okay, maybe this is their chance to reboot, a soft reboot kind of thing. I still hope it's in a separate universe. I really do. I feel nothing towards this continued universe under the MCU. I don't have any interest in that, where they are right now. I just don't think you can recapture that same magic of the initial Marvel phases with Iron Man and Thor and Captain America. I just don't think that same magic is there anymore, because after so many years and so many different films, I think the world itself is just in a very unusual place that I don't think it's conducive to further superhero movies. So I really miss when superheroes had their alter egos. I miss that. And the MCU doesn't have that anymore. Everyone knows who everyone is. And when the heroes are like even walking about on the street, they have fans coming up to them and asking for autographs and stuff. And I just don't like that. It's the same thing too with the nano helmets. Like that's another pet peeve too. Like when the nano helmet became a thing, it just took away so much magic, the tangible awesomeness of the previous films. When Tony Stark would get suited up and the whole thing of his armor being like screwed in and all of these different pieces assembling together and his helmet coming on, assembling the helmet. But now everything is just materializing. Even on Ant-Man's helmet. Why? Everyone's helmet is like this now. And I haven't seen Captain America in the new movie put a helmet on. I don't know if he has one. The way he looked in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, I did not like that look. I don't like the exposed top of his head. I don't know why they thought that was why. It just seems so impractical to have the top of your head just randomly exposed. I did not like that look for Sam Wilson. But so he has a different look in the new film, but it's little things like that have just made me long for the early days of the MCU, when no one knew anyone's alter ego, when you had to like physically put your helmet on and make stuff work, and you had to worry about your loved ones and keeping them safe. Yeah, I just want to go back to that point. I'm tired of this new universe now. Like, can we just reboot? Like, can we reassess and go back to basics? I don't think we're gonna get another movie like Iron Man ever again if we keep on with this current MCU universe. Please just reboot it. And I don't understand why in this age of reboots and stuff that they refuse to do that. They refuse to just go back to basics and reboot everything. I don't know. You can do it differently. I think it's a great opportunity to start a new universe, a new, like, whatever timeline with the Fantastic Four. Start there and then do other things too. If you're going to do the mutants, okay, like, go that route. But I'm just so done with this particular universe. I have no interest in it.